later on our YouTube channel. All right, I quickly share my screen to get started with the community meeting. All right, yeah, I'll just share my screen now. Awesome. All right, cool. Let me see if there are any participants in the waiting room. No. All right, cool. So today we're gonna have this community call, and we do this community call every um third Wednesday of every month, and we do contributors and maintainers call every second and fourth Thursday of the month. And in contributors call, we majorly talk about the contributions, and if anyone is facing any issue with any contribution, or they want to just raise a the PR is not happening, like PR reviews are not happening or whatever, right? We always have a Slack channel to reach out to us in case if you are facing any contributions issue. But still, if you want to discuss something on related to your contribution or related to any of the issues that you're facing, in the contribution is something is taken care in the contributors and maintainers call. In community call, we majorly talk about the project itself. We talk about what are the new updates in the project, what does the new release says, and what are the new features or fixes that has been done in last release that we did. And we also talk about in case if you are new to Litmus Chaos, and if you are a contributor who wants to contribute to Litmus Chaos, or a user who want to use Litmus Chaos, what are the best resources you can follow in order to get started with Litmus Chaos. Yeah. So without any further ado, we'll get started with today's meeting. My name is Pritesh, and I am the community manager for Litmus Chaos and the maintainer. I take care of everything from documentation, the product, GitHub, managing GitHub issues, and you're managing your GitHub PRs, getting them reviewed on time, and doing releases, doing community calls, and taking care of the community end to end is something that I do as a part of my role as a community manager. And yeah, we'll do a round of introduction uh, for the people who joined today's meeting. And the way we'll introduce is we'll say about ourselves, we'll say from where we are, we'll also say about how did you hear about this meeting, and what are your expectations, and what is the intent of you joining this meeting. So yeah, we'll get started with a quick round of introduction.
Yeah, sure. So thank you so much for inviting. First of all, this is Saad Alam. I'm working in AI domain 4 to 5 years from now, and I am currently working as a remote position in multinational company. So about my education, I have done MPhil in data science and AI, and I am based in Pakistan right now. Uh, I just got your email invitation to join this meeting. I'm not like know about the agenda, etc. for now. But I was interested to join like what would be the meeting like to discuss about Litmus, what is Litmus actually, and what's the problem it is currently solving. All of that wanted to know about, so that's why I'm joining, right?
Awesome. Thanks for your introduction, Saad. By the way, you must have
Sure.
filled a form some time back or something for this community meeting, because
Uh,
yeah,
I'm not sure exactly. Might be possible in my past, so I have done the
okay.
filling of form process. Yes.
Yeah, because this is invite only meeting only. So the people who are interested in joining and learning about Litmus, we roll out a form, and then we roll out the
Okay.
invites for the same.
Mm,
So yeah. Anyways, never mind. just to show you this, I'm I'm already sharing the screen. The sort of invite we must have rolled out, and
Mm-hmm.
then we have this Google form where people, get an invitation to join, and then they just join. So yeah, you might have feel you might
Okay.
not have remembered long back or something, but yeah, thanks for joining in
Might be.
today's.
So,
Yeah, yeah.
thank you.
Yep, thank you. Uh, Venkata, would you like to give a quick introduction of yourself? Uh, yeah.
Yeah, hi Pritesh. So myself Venkata. I'm just working as a DevOps engineer. So I just previously attend the session which Harness was hosting their platform engineering. From there, I just got to know that this community was going on. So I just wanted to myself. I don't know anything about this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just want to know and
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. So we have two people who are extremely new to this platform. So I'll frame the agenda of the meeting in that way. Awesome. So we'll quickly go through a quick. First slide is of course agenda. Will be going through the community updates and contribution updates. We will also have an open discussion in case if you have any questions or queries once I go through the updates. So if you have any questions, just hold off for like 10 minutes or something, and once I'm done, feel free to throw your questions, and we can discuss around. All right, so coming to the project update. So if you go to our GitHub, we released 3.29 version recently, 2 days back. So we do release around third week of every month, probably from 15th to 20 of every month. And yeah, why this is like this. If I go to release, okay. If I don't, I can, if I go to releases, I think I clicked on a particular release. Yeah, this is what I wanted. Yes, 15th April, and yeah, this is May. Yeah, so this is a quick, I'll just give you a quick glimpse of what happened in last, what sort of contributions that we got. Firstly, we got around six new contributors joining to our community, contributing to GitHub. Thanks to all of them for making their first ever contribution to LitmusChaos. Um, and the major highlight of the 3.29 version is we add an feature to expose the Prometheus matrix by GraphQL. So if I just open this, this has been a long pending um, issue raised by one of our adapters. And yeah, this has been merged. Even if you see over here, we have also released the documentation of getting started with how you can, uh, you know, uh, expose the Prometheus metrics. And yeah, we have, I think, pretty much did everything which is required for this one. So feel free to upgrade and explore this feature, and feel free to share your feedbacks on the same. And rest of them are primarily the fixes around the issues that we had. Some fixes were around the UI side, some UI glitch because of um, for example, this one, I can just open it, and then there were some fixes on the CI failure as well, which were also a long pending. Thanks to, I'm not very sure what's the name, but yeah, Rohan for fixing this. I think there is one more PR pending for Rohan, which will get merged in a day or two. But yeah, so the remaining were some minor fixes like fixing contribution, some typos in the contribution guides, and yeah. And if I just skim through them, yeah. Mm. So you can go through them, and if you feel like it's something that you want to upgrade to, feel free to do that. Yeah, and just open this one. Yeah, I'll just go to the issue. Yes, the issue was whenever I can just play this, it will just go blank whenever you turn on the cron job and click on run history, and boom, it just goes blank. And this was something was fixed in this issue. But yeah, thanks for, I'm not very sure what's the name, Rajan, Ranjan Satish, for making this fix. And I believe this is, I can close this issue. I haven't closed it for some reason. Awesome. So yeah, this was all about the contributions that we had uh for this release. And if I talk about open issues, since we have some new people joining us today, I'll just give a quick I'll just skim through this entire resource of issues. If you are someone who want to contribute to Litmus, and that's the reason you have joined today's meeting, I'll recommend you to first click on No Assignee and skim through all the issues once. Feel free to use your favorite tools to do that. And anything that you feel like, once you know enough about Litmus, then only you'll get started with contributing. I'll be making you go through the process of how you can understand what exactly the tool is, what exactly the tool does, and how you can, from knowing nothing to contribution, what is the roadmap, how does the roadmap looks like. So yeah, so I won't talk much about this today. Coming to Litmus Chaos, let me just quickly get started with what exactly Litmus Chaos is. So Litmus Chaos is an open source chaos engineering platform, uh, which will help you perform chaos experiments on your production system, so that um, you can test the resilience of your system. Okay, so what does chaos engineering means at the first place? Chaos engineering is a practice that organizations perform in order to test the resilience of their system. So they intentionally inject failures, different type of failures, inside of your system, in order to test that if that scenario comes in real time, how does your system behave? Will it fail? Will it not fail? Will it, is it resilient enough to bounce back the situation? So we are just trying to understand that, uh, we are just trying, let's say some outage comes in future, and if we have already tested the outage situation with the help of chaos engineering, we will be able to serve our customers in better way, because we already have whatever the result was after chaos engineering. If it is a positive one, then we are confident enough that okay, our system can withstand any situation because we have tested it well. But in case if our system fails during chaos engineering, that means we have to work on the weaknesses of our system and make it more resilient to make it withstand with all the sort of outages that we have to test it. It's a sort of resilient resilience testing platform, which will help you inject the failures in controlled way, and also to manage the entire workflow from creating a failure. Or so whenever in chaos engineering, the failure is like creating experiments that you want to perform. Let's say you want to delete a pod, or if you want to add a network latency, or you want to kill a container or something out of nowhere, and then you want to see that okay, how my system behaves, right? So these all sort of experiments is something you can create inside of uh, Litmus Chaos. This is a small UI. You can see this is a workflow that we can create our chaos experiments over here, and we can also add probes. Probes is your checker. So it will check based on whatever mode it will check what was the situation before, what is the situation after. You can also add a continuous probe that whenever a chaos has been performed, at every second, what is happening with the system? Is it going off? It is not going off. So probe will continuously check and it will give you the data. You can see the logs over here. It will continuously give the data on that what's happening with the system. So this is what probe does, um, as the term suggests. So yeah, this is what chaos engineering is in a nutshell. Feel free to explore more. I'll highly recommend to, if you are someone new, you can go through our documentation. I'll walk you through quickly. But before we start, we are a CNCF incubated project, and it is backed by Harness. So Harness is a company who is supporting this particular open source tool, and more than 250 companies are using our open source tool with a lot of public adopters that you can see over here. We recently onboarded Canonical as one of our public adopter. We also have introduced the Litmus MCP server, which will help you run your workflow smoother. And with the help of AI, you can make it very conversational, starting from listing your experiments, managing and getting quick result and summary of what's happening with your chaos experiment, and uh, where do you lack and what should you do to make your systems more resilient. We also have a different sort of guide itself. I'll just show you once this is done. Okay, we'll quickly get started, and these are some of the other things I'll walk you through anyways. But yeah, so I'll walk you through with the documentation. If you are someone new and if you want to learn about it, I'll highly recommend you to go to the get started guide. This is where you can learn about Litmus, features of Litmus, and use cases of Litmus. Okay, select a system to test. This is the life cycle. And then select a chaos experiment that you want to perform, run the experiment, observe the result, use the learning to make your system resilient, and make the improvements, and that's how you ultimately improve the resiliency of your system. Okay, so feel free to go through the documentation, and then how once you are done with understanding what Litmus exactly does, if you want to start with installing it on your cluster, we have a simple guide over here. Feel free to go through this guide. This is pretty straightforward normal guide. Just copy paste the commands and it will help you do it. Um, and before if even before you install this, I'll recommend you to go through the concepts, and even before concepts, uh, the architecture is very important. So how does the tool look like from the bigger picture? I'll just quickly walk you through what happens when you install your chaos, I mean the Litmus chaos on your cluster. So it's a Kubernetes native tool. So your control plane stays on your Kubernetes cluster, and then you can target anything from your Kubernetes bare metal, GCP, AWS, Azure, or VMware, where you can target your services, or you can target any system that you have, any service that you have. um, and we have an agent which takes care of everything for injection, for getting you the results and clearing out the chaos experiments once it is done. Okay, chaos center is a place where you manage everything. Okay, so I showed you this picture. This is how the chaos handle looks like. We have our back system pre-installed in it. You can assign different sort of roles and everything. You have environments that you can create. You already also have chaos hub. What is chaos hub is if you go to hub.litmuschaos.io, chaos hub are the predefined template that you can directly use uh, out of the box. Okay, so if you go to Kubernetes experiments, mm, mm, I think if I write kill, yeah, you can kill container, kill everything, right? So these are templatized experiment you can directly use. You can also create something from scratch, but if you are someone new who's getting started, I'll highly recommend you to go through these AWS experiments or whatsoever, wherever your systems are residing. These are the places where these are the templatized experiment you can go through with, right? Pod network duplication, Docker service kill, pod autoscaler, right? All these things you can test it, so that whenever something you never know, systems are very fragile, and we are on the microservices. In case if you are in microservice architecture, uh, it's hard to scale because something or the other will come, and if you haven't tested it, your system will fail when you want the most. So this is what LitmusChaos does under the hood, right? Just go through it. It's very well written documentation, and everything is here. I'm pretty sure you don't have to go through any other resource if you are going through this. Okay. So yeah, this is what it is when it comes to what the tool does and how you would learn it and how you can then later perform it. LitmusChaos also comes with a command line. So we have LitmusCTL. You can also operate it from your terminal as well, but if you're getting started, I highly recommend to go through the GUI so that you can get used to it, and then if you want to automate something, then later on you can use LitmusCTL and everything else. But all yeah, this is it for like what the product does. But when it comes to contributions, uh, if you are someone who is here for with the intention of contribution, you can first go through the contributing guide. This is your go-to place where uh, you'll you'll have all the things that you need to know before you get started with contribution, starting from where will you'll discuss your questions and ideas and everything. So we have a public Slack channel. So if you are into Kubernetes Slack channel, just search for our if you're in the Kubernetes workspace of Slack, you just search for our channel and feel free to join. So we have two channels, one is Litmus and one is Litmus Dev. Okay. And then how to report issues, check the good first issues if you're a beginner. How do you set up Litmus on your local system? Okay. How do you raise a PR checklist and everything? These are the some of the highlighted repositories that you can go through. This is the main repository, that is Litmus, but we have Litmus Core, CTL, docs, website, charts, Helm charts, and plugins also. So you can go through them wherever you feel that okay, this is something that you can contribute to, or if you found an issue that you have answer for, feel free to do that. And in case if you want to since you have already joined today's meeting, you'll get all the invites of all the upcoming meetings as we move forward. Okay. So yeah, uh, another good resource I missed mentioning is we have created some good set of YouTube videos for beginners. So if you go to playlist, we have a getting started playlist. Okay, this is super helpful. We have this are like 10 videos of 3 to 5 minutes, and it covers everything that you need to know to run your first chaos experiment, starting from what exactly Litmus chaos is, how this architecture looks like, then how do you install it using Helm or using kubectl, what is chaos hub and chaos, and how walkthrough of chaos center, and how do you set up your chaos infrastructure, creating probe, and eventually creating your first chaos experiment. So this is again a very good getting started guide. In case if you want to use Litmus MCP later, we also have a playlist for the same. uh, so 3 videos are there, so it will help you understand everything. So again, this is a very good resource if you are getting started and you want to learn about Litmus Chaos. All right. Uh, Next is, yeah, I was saying about contribution. So there's one more guide over here. So if you go to Wiki, in Wiki, if you go to Chaos Center Development Guide, this is again a good place for you to sort of understand how you can set it up locally and get that, and then get started with the contribution. This is how you set up the backend, and then you can set up the front end, and you can start with the fixes. It's pretty straightforward. Even if you in documentation also, I believe, yeah, there is a chaos center developer guide. This is similar to what I showed you in the GitHub. So follow this. I'm pretty sure I haven't seen majorly any issues with setup. Still, if you face any issues with the setup, feel free to drop it in our Slack channel, and one of us will help you to help you with setting it up in your local. All right. I know I have been speaking from last 15-20 minutes. And I'll just pause it for a while, and we'll open the uh, floor for questions.
Thank you so much, British, for elaborate in detail. So it's a lot for us to understand a bit more in depth to Litmus, what's actually it is doing, and what's solving it, like the problem real we are facing. So for next time, we would be obviously have open some questions. So for now, that's enough to understand, right? Because it's a first meeting for us to know about like what is Litmus and what's doing it is, and what's like how can it help us, right?
Exactly. I know it's too much for someone who hasn't heard about these things. As like when I heard about
Yeah,
this, it took me a week to understand what exactly tool does, right? So it's
sure. I
overwhelming. It's
got
overwhelming.
like
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
So yeah,
So
I
I would
understand.
really appreciate your effort, and it's really helpful tool. So I would practice in my like routine of development. So that would sure like helpful for me, right?
Sure, sure.
Perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Now I'll any question from Venkata? If you have any questions, you can unmute, or I'll just quickly wrap this up with some more contribution updates. Not
Basically,
updates, but
yeah.
yeah.
As of now, I don't have any questions.
Awesome.
I'll
Cool.
put with that.
Sure thing, sure thing. Uh, so I think this slide is not relevant right now because both of you are very new to Litmus. But still, for the people who are seeing it on YouTube channel, this is a quick slide on how you usually contribute to any open source project. It's not just LitmusChaos, but if you are planning to contribute to any open source project, you are eventually not just contributing to the project, you are contributing to the community. So what does that mean? Yeah, what does this? Yes, you raise your hand.
I just wanted to know about could we set up on CPU based machine to this Litmus, or we need to like any remote instance or GPU based machine
Yeah,
where
you have.
Kubernetes would be. Yeah,
Yeah, if there's
go ahead.
Kubernetes over there, then you can. Yeah, it's a Kubernetes native
Yeah,
tool, so you'll need it to uh, add a
GPU.
Kubernetes.
Yeah, sure,
Yeah,
sure. Thank you.
yeah. Cool. Thanks for the question. Yeah, so this majorly here we majorly talk about what are the ways you can contribute to any open source project, not just Litmus, but for sure there is a code contribution that you can do. But apart from code contribution, anything that you do for growing that particular open source community is the contribution that you make for that project or the community. Once let's say you have done some open source contributions to Litmus in the code part, you can still contribute to the community by replying to different sort of questions in case you have a healthy answer for them. You can just jump in the conversation, so you can start a new threads on what's trending and what we can do more with Litmus Chaos, and jump into the discussions on our Slack channel. Right, these are the things that you can do. You can also start writing blogs, and if you want to create content on LinkedIn or any other place like YouTube or anywhere else, feel free to do that, and please do share in our Slack channel, and we'll try our best to amplify your efforts, and making people aware about our tool. And lastly, once let's say if you are a Litmus user or a contributor or a maintainer, uh, feel free to share your feedback on any of the relevant features that you think that, okay, if we have this feature, our tool will be much more better, right? So you can raise a GitHub issue for any feature that you feel like, okay, we should have this, we should have that. And then I'm pretty sure some of the contributors would take it up and will get that feature in with the help of the open source contribution. So these are the different ways
Sure
you
thing.
can contribute to. Yeah. So yes, I think we have a floor open for questions, but I'll still wait for like 20-30 seconds in case any questions pops up in your mind before we wrap up today's call.
Not for now, but next time, hopefully we would be open to questions. So
Awesome.
thanks for elaborate in detail. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. One last thing we do usually before we end our calls is we have to write uh we usually have public meeting notes of what we discuss in our community call. This is again shared in the community, no, sorry, in the contributing guide of I'll just walk you through where you can find the meeting notes. Um, if I go to Litmus, uh, contributing guide, and if you go to release sheet meeting notes, yeah, this is the place where you can find the meeting notes. These are the public meeting notes that you can check it over here. And in today's meeting notes is something I have to update, and we have to update on the call itself. So I'll just quickly uh, copy this. And it's 62. Uh, May 20th. I'll share the meeting link. GitHub issue. We do not have any adapters discussion. Getting started guide. Yeah. Yeah, I think we are good with this. Hold on, I have to change the names. Just add your names. Uh, Saad and Gata. This- The I'm not able to see your full name. Yeah, I can see. I think Sitaram. Awesome. I think we are good. And yeah, thanks both of you for joining, and thanks for everyone who's watching this community meeting. And I hope to see you in the next meeting with some exciting updates. Awesome.
Sure thing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.